I'm here as your guide, not to entertain, but to awaken. Today I choose to show up without camera because my purpose doesn't need to perform. Let's align with the truth of your cosmic path. Let's dive deeper into the language of stars. Hey everyone, welcome back. I hope you're all doing well. Today, let's talk about the Ketu's transit over the natal planets in Leo. So, very soon, Ketu will go into the sign of Leo and it will stay there up to December 2026. Let's see if you have a planet in Leo, how Ketu will influence that planet, that particular aspect of your life, how Ketu is influencing your journey, experiences in this period of time. So let's get started. If you have your sun in Leo, Ketu's transit over sun creates detachment. What is sun? Sun is the soul. No matter at what degree it is, in what sign it is placed, it always shows what the soul carries, the light of the soul. So you may disconnect from people at this time. You're no longer interested in other people's stories, what they have to say, what they are achieving in life. That very superficial aspect of life where we compare our success and finances and so on. I think that superficiality is gone. Disconnection from people. You will realize the selfishness of some people in your life, maybe. So it's a very intentional disconnect from the world because somehow no some people are not impressing you at all. You can really sense their selfishness. So disconnect from the drama of world, disconnect from the need of impressing everyone, trying to please everyone, trying to be good in front of everyone. I'm not saying you're not good. It's like we have to show up even when we are not okay and we try to make other people happy. So that is going away. A big disconnect from the world, a big disconnect from how they make you feel about yourself. There's a lot of inner work which may happen for people who are pursuing a profession. You may have struggles with authority at this time because you are not very satisfied with the results or how they're treating you, results of your hard work, how you are being given the respect and admiration. So that is a struggle. It shows disconnect from father figure or maybe challenges in the life of the father figure. But all of this disconnection, this challenge is just to make you more aware of yourself, to face what actually challenges you from deep within, to go to the root of what challenges you in life, a feeling, a tendency, to heal that. And then when you will emerge out of this phase, you'll be so bold and strong, like nothing can touch you. So it's about reinventing yourself, reinventing your strength and power. So if your sun is in Magha Nakshatra and Ketu is transiting over sun, this is about disconnection from the family roots, their expectations, and chasing your very own path. You may feel drained by the family expectations. If the sun is in Purva Falguni and Ketu is transiting over the sun, it is about a change of belief system when it comes to love, marriage, and romance. Claiming your power, not depending on the other person for that love. Some big lesson with respect to love is there. And also learning how to rest, how to pause. That is significant. If sun is in Uttara Falguni at this time, the work may get overwhelming. You will do well, but the result, again, like how you are being appreciated, it might be something which will make you feel disheartened. So at this time, don't have expectations, just do your best and you will shine beautifully. If moon is in Leo, then Ketu is transiting over your moon at this time. So moon is emotions, moon is the mother, moon is how comfortable you feel in life. It shows the state of mind and how that state of mind is bringing success in your life. So it shows Ketu's transit over moon in Leo is about overcoming a certain desire, overcoming something which you truly loved in life. It gave you immense joy, but no longer your joy, your happiness should depend on that particular thing. It is love, it is a person, it's a friend, it's someone significant, or maybe it's a thing, it's an object. Moon in Leo is about happiness. Your soul connects to that. It gives you great joy, celebration. But Ketu shows disconnect from that uh, aspect of life, because you have to free yourself from that addiction, or I would say it is kind of attachment, emotional attachments which really make you happy, but also those attachments sometimes make you feel very low in life. They impact your sense of worth. It shows how certain things in life or people in your life, uh, they take you for granted because of that attachment. So Ketu over moon is about releasing attachments. What kind of attachments? Which really make you happy. They make you feel worthy, but it is not something long term. It will never stay with you long term. So Ketu detaches you from those attachments. Moon is about mother, so there is some disconnection from a motherly figure in your life. There are some differences in communication or understanding. So you may work towards that. You may take time towards resolving that challenge. And maybe there are phases when you may feel, I don't know what I want from life. Emotionally, you may feel sometimes very numb. There is this reason to celebrate. You have some reason to celebrate and be happy, but sometimes you may feel numb in this duration. No desire to have that joy in and celebrate. But on the other hand, it gives you the joy of connecting with your creative self. What you might have thoroughly enjoyed while growing up, you will go back to that work, that feeling, that hobby, maybe something you always wanted to learn. So, some reconnection with what you wanted while growing up, it will give you immense joy. So, what gives you joy might be very different from others. They may be chasing success, but you are chasing a very childlike joy at this time. And this may bring differences in connections for you, where you may feel that the other person is more egoistic in nature. If moon is in Magha, then this transit of Ketu over moon may bring some insecurity in your relationships, a lot of expectations from you, from your loved ones. And if the moon is in Purva Falguni, it will really help you in your creative work. It will help you to dive deeper into your imagination, intuition, and also it will give you very intuitive insights about your relationships, who is right and who is not good for you. If moon is in Uttara Falguni, and so this Ketu's transit over moon will bring a big shift in how you take care of yourself, your well-being, your health. Major focus on well-being will happen. If Ketu is transiting over your natal Mars in Leo, you may feel a state of burnout, fatigue, being tired, exhausted. Ketu acts like Mars. We all know Ketu's very intrinsic nature is like Mars. And when it is with the Mars here, it's over the natal Mars in Leo, it is about that very same drive, that very excitement to achieve things in life. Mars is like a currency, like how I say Saturn is the currency because it shows time, time management. Mars is the energy, the physical energy, the effort, and the strength of a person. So, Ketu over Mars in Leo shows feeling exhausted by constantly proving your worth towards your loved ones, maybe towards your workplace, showing them your strength constantly. Someone who is tired of showing the strength, pretending to be strong. So, Ketu over Mars in Leo shows feeling some kind of fatigue, taking some rest. Also, there's a lot of anger which needs to be released. So, it may lead to conflicts in connections in family life as well. People creating a trigger for you, feeling very challenged by them, how they communicate or how they act. So it's not a great time to make quick changes in life. There will be this urge to complete things quickly, achieve things quickly, to have a decision, final decision, but not a good time to do instant decisions. Even you have to take care of your finances. If you have a loan, if you're planning to take a loan, do it in a very clear manner. Don't take any risk with respect to finances at this time. It may give struggles with the co-borns and the siblings, where there can be this very secret jealousy or not being able to understand each other emotions. So some struggles with the co-bonds may happen. Ketu over Mars in Leo is learning to redirect your energy, to redirect your efforts into the right place. It's all scattered. Ketu creates this scattering of energy. It's going everywhere. It's getting wasted, but not going in the right direction. So you have to learn to first rest and take care of your strength, your energy. It's like healing, restoration of your vitality, and then you find the direction. Then you put in your efforts into whatever you want to do in life. Health needs great care at this time. Inflammation, struggles with lower body. So something about inflammation I feel very strongly for you at this time. Take care of your heart as well. So resting is significant with Ketu over Mars, and that is mental rest as well. Because there is suppressed anger which may challenge you at this time. And Ketu over Mars is also about resting before you start again with a major work, a major path. So if your Mars is in Magha, Ketu is transiting over Mars, it brings friction in the family life. It could be overburdened by expectations. You have to make certain financial decisions at this time. If Mars is in Purva Falguni, Ketu's transit over Mars shows learning to take care of yourself, your very own needs first. Ketu over Mars in Uttara Falguni Nakshatra, it is about trusting your work and your efforts. And don't overdo for any person out there. Overdoing, overgiving, it may lead to challenges for you. If Ketu is transiting over your natal Mercury in Leo, this is a transit when you may hesitate to speak for yourself. It could be that you are worried about something beautiful in your life you share with people. It could be your business, it could be your relationship, it could be something very significant and important for you. That thing is connected to your self-worth. It is connected to your finances. It makes you happy. It is a very part of your life. But now you are refraining to speak for your very own self so that you avoid the challenges, you avoid the confrontation, you avoid more problems. But the true lesson of Ketu over Mercury is to not to pretend to be someone, not to pretend to be okay with any kind of injustice when your efforts are being taken for granted. Ketu over Mercury shows no boundaries with respect to communication. Somehow you are not explaining yourself, somehow you are not taking action, you're not saying the right thing just to avoid some failure, just to avoid some drama. So Ketu over Mercury, number one, it is about very careful management of your investments, of your finances. You cannot take very big risk at this time. Secondly, it shows communication issues with the people who are your loved ones. Romantic connections as well. It may bring short-term romantic connection where you may hesitate or you may find it very hard to understand what the other person is thinking. It's difficult to decode what other person is saying or doing. So that might be significant. And simply Ketu over Mercury is about also learning when to say and when you don't have to speak at all. So how you manage your speech and how you communicate with the people, this is what you are learning. And also for some people, it is about going back to the learning phase of life. Your work may not just involve the data, the information, the knowledge you have gained, but also involving your intuition into that work. So it's a mix of your own ideas and what you have learned in life. And big theme, Ketu over Mercury, is spirituality. Mercury is the divine messenger. Leo is about the fifth house. It is about spiritual work as well, the Purva Punya as well. And Ketu, we know, it connects us to divine. It asks us to leave everything and connect to divine. So it is about diving deeper. The soul is diving deeper into spiritual work, listening to your very own self first rather than listening to anyone else and the criticism coming to you. There can be misunderstandings for a lot of people here, being misunderstood. So again, how to communicate, when to say and when you don't have to say, this is the very wisdom you have to use at this time. And there can be some stagnation. If you are in business, if you are in trade, there are periods of stagnation followed by very good growth. So don't get disheartened with those stagnations. If Mercury is in Magha, this transit of Ketu over Mercury will bring some struggles with people who are younger to you. Or maybe you are younger than someone and that person says that you don't have enough wisdom to take that responsibility. You're not grown up enough. So someone underestimating your worth based on your experience or your age. Or someone younger being very difficult towards you. If Mercury is in Purva Falguni, it is about love connections where things are not very transparent and you may keep on guessing. Don't keep making stories for the other person, imagining things for the other person. See the truth. That is the lesson. Mercury in Uttara Falguni, the Ketu's transit over this planet shows more clarity is required when it comes to your work, the people with whom you're working in a setup, whether it's family, whether it's your workplace. More clarity, showing that you are doing enough, because they may make you feel you're not doing enough, but you have to show them that you know where you are in life and you're doing your best. If Ketu is transiting over natal Jupiter in Leo, one thing is very clear, this is a very spiritual transit for you. Jupiter is the life force. Jupiter is the navigation, the internal navigation system. So when the Ketu is over Jupiter in Leo, You may doubt certain things about your journey. You may doubt your knowledge. You may doubt where you are going in life. You may doubt even what is your purpose. But you don't have to worry. This transit of Ketu over Jupiter will take you to the right direction. Sometimes you have to sit in the back seat and let the divine takes you. So it's like sitting in the back seat, and then the guidance will come to you. A time of pause, a time of deep reflection. It's not easy. Ketu over Jupiter. Jupiter, if you see in the solar system, highest strength, great gravitational force. So Ketu is this. If I just talk about, let's just do one thing. Let's create a story here. So Ketu is this comet. Okay, and Jupiter, we know that great gravitational pull. So it attracts everything. It attracts the comets and the rocks and everything, and it protects Earth. So what are we talking about here? There is divine protection in this particular period. If something doesn't happen the way you wanted, maybe there is some kind of different direction the life is giving you. Things are not working the way you want to, because Leo is the soul. It is the greatest protection which will happen for you at this time. You are being protected from something in this duration, and you'll be thankful later. But now you may feel angry, you may feel disappointed, why it never happened. But biggest protection for you. Something happens here, you are protected. Ketu over Jupiter also shows that focus on your health, focus on your habits, a healthy living. You must practice that. Something about block in education may happen for some people. If you are learning, if you are in university, there is some block. It's not long term. Maybe it's a block where you feel a little disinterested. You don't have any interest. You feel lost. You may have struggles with a teacher, but that will resolve very easily. I think the self-learning is very significant here. Self-study, or spiritually, it's about learning about self. I always talk about higher awareness. That is knowing yourself, knowing your positives, knowing your negatives, and working on that, improving that. This is the major transit of Ketu over Jupiter. Awareness, big protection, diving deeper into the spiritual path, going back to some kind of education, or there is a block in the current educational journey, confusion about what to pursue in life. Finances, you may see some stagnation in the finances, not something permanent. And meeting someone significant who is like a teacher, major guidance may come to you at this time. Or maybe you are your own teacher. You will follow up your wisdom. You may find it very hard to listen to your wisdom, but listen to it. Trust it. So if Jupiter is in Magha, Ketu transit over Jupiter, there's some kind of a big transaction, or it's a financial transaction which may happen. It's with respect to the finances of your family, what you share with your family. It could be about even some kind of vehicle. Big transaction happens here, like selling something and buying something. And also it shows some financial responsibilities you may have towards the family. If Jupiter is in Purva Falguni, Ketu transits over the Jupiter, this is showing some kind of dominance you may experience in love, in relationships, in the family life. The other person dominates you, your emotions. So you have to be very clear with what you want in love. When you know what you want, you can establish clear boundaries with people. And if Jupiter is in Uttara Falguni Nakshatra and the Ketu is transiting over Jupiter, it is about disconnecting from your hard work. You're doing your best, and now it's time to have faith in what you have done. You don't have to constantly correct yourself, constantly do your best. Trusting what you are doing is significant. Let's talk about Ketu over natal Venus in Leo. Now, Ketu over Venus, irrespective of the sign, it shows some kind of truth you will face when it comes to love. All that superficiality, the facade, or I would say all the fake things when it comes to love and relationships are being exposed when Ketu is over Venus. And also, it is about letting go of those attachments, people, relationships which are superficial, where the love is not being felt at all. And it will really drop the masks people are wearing in your life. That is the very essence of Ketu. Knowing what true love is. Knowing who is actually there for you and who is not. So when this happens in Leo, Ketu over Venus in Leo, it really destroys the illusions when it comes to love. Venus in Leo is not so easy placement, because Venus is about love and Leo is about very selfish energy. Here, the love can be used to get personal gains. And the Ketu here comes over Venus to talk about selfless love. The love which stays with you, the love which supports you, the love which helps you to feel very happy, but you are not devastated by that person's approval or that person's walking away. You don't need validation. You don't need the approval of people to feel loved. You are in your very own strength. So Ketu over Venus removes the illusions here. There is more understanding of who is right and who is wrong for you. Whether it's your marriage, it's your romantic connections. No longer that pleasure, that happiness which comes from people may make you feel happy. Because the soul is looking for something deeper, deep connection, deep understanding, affection. That is what you may need. And anyone who is not right for you, that person leaves or you are leaving. Again, Venus is family and love, marriage. So disconnection from everyone who forces you to change on the name of love. Anyone who forces you to be the giver, always be the giver in the connection, giving finances, giving your very own energy and not getting anything in return. So disconnection from anything which is not love is happening for you at this time. Finances should be really protected. You may give finances to people. You may lend money to people which may never come back to you at this time. Some stuck energy is there with respect to money. So use your finances very carefully. And Venus is what? Your heart. Healing of your very loving emotions, how you love people. Protecting your heart is a very significant aspect. And letting go the old hurt, that cleansing will also happen for you. So if the Venus is in Magha, so Ketu's transit over Magha shows struggles with the family, the loved ones, where maybe you may feel that your needs are being ignored or you're not being understood, or maybe there's certain financial transactions happening between you and your family, loved ones, where you feel drained, you feel used in that area. If Ketu is over Venus in Purva Falguni, it's a very strong and crucial time to practice self-love, to practice taking care of your well-being, your happiness before anyone else. And to be very patient in relationships. Observe and see things, how things are working instead of taking any quick action. And a very deep dive into creativity, Ketu over Venus in Leo. Very deep dive into your creative talents.
or maybe if you want to do some kind of planning for your business and you're using your ideas, it will give you great success. Ketu over Venus in Uttara Falguni. This shows some challenges at the work front. Maybe you're doing your best, but you don't see others celebrating your success, celebrating your worth. But you don't have to wait for it. I think it's a sign to continue with what you are doing. Let go the need to be appreciated at this time. Ketu over natal Saturn. Let's see how it's going to work for you. Saturn in Leo, what is the true meaning of that? Here, the soul is learning hard lessons about self-worth. And how you are learning the self-worth? By giving a lot to others. Not having enough for self, giving a lot to others. Overcoming this self-centered aspect of life. I'm not saying you're self-centered, but it's like Saturn brings lessons where you have to show up, where you have to sometimes even overgive for other people. Sometimes sacrificing your very own self, your identity, your confidence for others. It's not a battle of ego, it's a battle of your identity. Saturn is what? It is about community, social service, people. And Leo is about self. Leo talks about the soul's journey, the inner child. So Saturn in Leo shows someone who is having this little child deep within, who wants joy, who wants great things in life, wants to be happy, but maturity happened so quickly in life. The burden of responsibilities happened so quickly in life, and as you grow each and every year, you feel like, I want to go back to joy. I want to go back to live my life beautifully. I really want to heal my emotions. I want to do something significant for myself as well. So it's a tiff between working for family, the world, and also taking care of yourself, having enough time and patience to take care of yourself as well, and to respect what your heart says, to respect what your mind is saying to do in life. So Ketu over Saturn in Leo, it is a big shift for you. Again, it's a time when things will change very strongly. It leaves a deep impact in your life. Number one, it is about the career. Ketu over Saturn in Leo, it's a big change in the career path. A new project, ending of a previous project. It could be about some stagnation in the career, because you may feel that you are not on the right path. You're dissatisfied with the growth in the career. Maybe you're just simply bored and dissatisfied with what you are doing. You no longer enjoy, you no longer find a connection with what you are doing. Saturn is a planet which shows the stability in life, the structure in life. And Ketu destroys that structure here. It shakes that structure so that everything which is making you weak, it goes away. And now you create a new foundation for the future. So the Ketu over Saturn may challenge the foundation of career. It may challenge the foundation of your relationships, the family life. It may challenge the very foundation of your identity. It will have a very spiritualizing impact. Ketu here is asking Saturn that what are the challenges in the life of this person? Are you carrying any sorrow? And is that sorrow blocking you from everything? You are in this inactive phase because you're dealing with something very challenging. Let go everything which creates sorrow in your life, because there's some attachment which creates sorrow. So let's remove that. This is what Ketu is doing here, so that you are more grounded, you're more stable in life. So Ketu will remove all the impurities, the cracks, and the weak spots. Number one, in your career. Secondly, it will redirect you in life, in your purpose, in your professional path. You will go towards something which not just enhances your material strength and growth, but it makes you feel very strong as a person, what you are doing with your life. So big shift, Ketu over Saturn in Leo. Whatever gave you joy may not give you joy now, because your ways are changing, your perspective is changing, the entire mindset is changing here. So Saturn in Magha, Ketu transiting over Saturn, there are differences between you and your family people. Certainly, this is something you will see. And struggle with authority. Saturn in Purva Falguni, Ketu transiting this placement of Saturn in Venus Nakshatra, it shows some struggles in your business. Maybe struggle which is about not resting enough. You're not resting. You're not taking time to be at peace so that you can have more creativity, you can have more potential to do things. So rest is significant. And not just resting, but also people who are taking a lot from you in love. Over there, you have to create a boundary. Saturn in Uttara Falguni, it shows some kind of shift about the duration of work you do. For long duration, you may work, maybe there's some health challenges, and for because of that, you may take a break for a while in the career. So some break may happen, and it is more about resting, taking care of your well-being. Ketu's transit over natal Rahu in Leo. So, Rahu in Leo, what is this energy all about? It is about chasing things which really give you this happiness. It's like you need a lot of soul work. You have to look within, but you are looking outside to get that gratification, to feel aligned in life. That is the struggle of Rahu, looking for success, looking for ambitions, fulfillment outside, to feel very centered from deep within. And when the Ketu is over Rahu in Leo, it is about now, let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this outer world, the outer satisfaction. Now you have to see yourself. So it's a conflict between the outer world and the inner world. What you are doing right now, it may not make you happy. It may give struggles with authority. It may give struggles with parents, father figure. It's a big change. I think Ketu over Rahu in Leo may really destroy certain habits, very strong patterns of life, which are not healthy. Any habit which is about your well-being, it is about your workplace, it is about your relationships. Ketu cracks the illusion in life, the illusions which are related to the workplace, how people connect to you on your face, they're so great to you, and deep within they don't respect you. That illusion is being cracked. Ketu over Rahu in Leo is about facing your fears, confronting what challenges you from deep within. And it can happen in many ways. It can happen with how you connect with authority. It can happen in the family life, in the love connections. It could be about what you want to follow in life, your purpose. There's some illusion which breaks here, and you know the truth. You confront that truth, and you overcome that challenge. A big lesson, no matter in which nakshatra your Rahu is placed, to stop pleasing the world, stop making everyone happy, and take care of your needs first. That is significant. What others are thinking about me, it needs to go. So big shift. I think it depends a lot in which house Rahu is placed. So the lessons are connected to that house. And if Rahu is in Magha and Ketu transits over this, it shows definitely a big change in the family life, at the domestic front. A big change in your relationship with your very own family. It could also be about something regarding the property, the wealth, the generational wealth. Some big shift is happening. And then if Rahu is in Purva Falguni and Ketu transits Rahu here, it shows a very quick connection you may experience with someone, a lot of attraction. But again, it's not something long term. The very lesson of Ketu over Rahu in Purva Falguni is to understand what healthy love looks like and feels like. And you may also try to change something about your appearance, your grooming. And Ketu over Rahu in Uttara Falguni Nakshatra, it is about redirection in your life, regarding your purpose, regarding your work. There's a big shift, big change with respect to what you want to achieve in life. No longer pleasing everyone, but making yourself happy. Lastly, let's talk about Ketu's transit over the natal Ketu in Leo. So it's a Ketu return for you. Now, a lot depends upon in which house this is happening. It can completely change the theme of this transit. But overall, Ketu over Ketu in Leo is about revisiting certain aspects of life which are very old. Old patterns of thinking, old patterns in career, old patterns, repetitive patterns in relationships. Ketu here is to check you whether you have learned your lessons well or not. Are you willing to let go certain things or not? And if not, you are continuously in the very same loop, the karmic loop of life. Of course, Ketu will reward you. Ketu return is happening. You have learned something very successfully. You have evolved successfully. So Ketu brings some kind of unexpected gift. And Ketu's gift can be anything. It's not about money or finance. It's about understanding of self, detaching yourself from the most toxic things in life. That is the gift of Ketu. But overall, Ketu over Ketu in Leo is listening to your inner self and also detachment from others, not relying on others to make you happy. I think that is the biggest lesson you will learn, that your happiness is in your hands. That is the very lesson of Ketu in Leo, if you have this placement, that your happiness, your self-worth is in your hands. And the more you struggle to get it from others, the more you will be in pain. So Ketu here is back to see, do you think, are you worthy? Do you think you have the confidence? Are you still validating yourself from others? Ketu brings some kind of pause as well for you. You may take a pause to celebrate. You may take a pause to rest. For some people, depending on the house, it is a pause to take care of a loved one, a family member, a child, taking care of others, giving yourself your time to others. Ketu shows big change on a very soul level. Now you have learned certain lessons, and from here your perspective again changes in life. Now from here, one purpose is completed. Maybe even a soul contract is completed. A relationship is completed. Maybe an achievement is completed, and now you move into the next level of your journey. And you don't have to look back at all. Ketu here is testing you. Will you disconnect from anything which is very unhealthy in life? To destroy it, to disconnect from it. You may sometimes feel lack of confidence in this transit. Like others have more influence on you and your decisions and how you feel about yourself. And that is the time you have to stand up for yourself and to trust yourself deeply, to look back into your experiences. Ketu is the tail, looking back a bit to see the experiences of life and how you have grown and you were so successful, how you overcame such blocks in life. So, Ketu return in Leo. Again, I would say it depends on the house, but big transformation, rebirth like transformation. So, if the Ketu is in Magha, so this transit is about some challenge, I would say, disconnection or challenge in the family life. But for some people, it is also about reunion, meeting someone who is not around you, someone who is far away from you, meeting a far distant relative, far distant grandparents, maybe. Meeting someone again who is important with your with respect to your family lineage. But for some people, it is about distance from family, disconnecting from your roots as well. And for some people, it is about learning about your ancestry and taking up responsibilities for your loved ones. But you are too tired with that responsibility. Ketu in Purva Falguni, it's like revisiting the love stories you have experienced in life. What love is to you, how you have experienced love in this life. And with all those experiences, how much self-worth you have for yourself, how much you have changed through those connections, and now you even love yourself more than anything else. Your worth doesn't depend on the other person's ability to love you. This is the biggest shift you will see here. Big changes. And also you will tap into your creative side beautifully. If you're not creative, suppose, well, Ketu in Purva Falguni, I won't believe that you're not creative. It is about diving deeper into your biggest potential in life, something you carry inherently, a talent, diving deeper into that. And I think it's not a very wonderful time to initiate love connections or romantic connection. You have to give time to your relationships. And if the Ketu is in Uttara Falguni Nakshatra, see, Uttara Falguni is the junction between Leo to Virgo. So Ketu here is coming from Virgo to Leo, right? So this is about your worth doesn't connect to how much you work, how long duration you are, like, it's about duration of your work. It's about how much hard work you give, how you exhaust yourself. Then only your worth is being proved. This is not the truth. This is what you have to realize. You may disconnect from your work for a while and focus on your health and well-being.